This is going to be a very niche content video, but for that specific person that this is directed towards, I think you will find this helpful. I know if I had known this, I would have found it helpful. Okay, I use Razer products, particularly the mice and the keyboards. I do not like their headsets. I like the mice and the keyboards, the mouses, and they light up as everyone knows, which is very pretty. And see, I got the Naga, and I got the Black Widow X. Uh, and they kind of like they have strobe settings and different levels of brightness, and they also change colors. Um, Seemingly at random, like as they release a new model, they change the default color as well as the default kind of lighting settings, which was very irritating because if you don't install Razer Synapse, which is their bullshit software that I have no interest in, then you cannot adjust the lighting or strobe settings or anything. And that's the only thing that I care about. I don't care about all their fancy doohickeys that it supposedly does. And this kind of came to a head recently. I had to get a new Naga because my old one broke. And much to my dismay, they were no longer selling the or any MMO, the classic MMO Naga. They were no longer selling one that was just green by default. Now they're pushing their Chroma stuff, and by default it just rotates all these colors, and it was hideous. Almost like they're trying to trick people like me into using their Synapse software. I tried to acquire an older Naga just to avoid this pitfall, but that didn't work. So I got the new Naga, and I decided to try installing Synapse, setting up the lighting effects that I wanted, or Chroma, whatever, and then uninstalling the devil software and praying that the settings would somehow be saved, because I didn't really have any other options. So I installed their software, which, by the way, requires you to have an account before you could use it at all. Yeah, I need an account. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I did the settings for the Naga, and by the way, the Black Widow X, it was always green, but by default it was flashing a strobe effect, which triggered me to no end for a very long time. But I just lived with it because there was nothing I could do, and I refused to download the Synapse again. So I also played with the Black Widow X settings and set it to not strobe anymore. And I set the mouse to be green to match the keyboard, which is very important, and to stop flickering and all that other stupid crap. And then I crossed my fingers and I uninstalled Synapse and restarted my computer. And I'm very pleased to say that the color changes are saved. So you can circumvent this, at least for now. Until, I don't know. Now, I did notice in my registry there is a Razer Chroma file left over after I uninstalled Synapse. I'm assuming the settings are saved in there, but it's a tiny file and it's just the Chroma colors. So I left it, and I'm that's fine. Like, I don't mind leaving that. But Synapse, which was separate, was completely uninstalled, as far as I can tell, successfully. I used CC Cleaner, and we seem to be good to go. So, to anyone who gets triggered by things that don't match, flashing colors, wants Razer equipment, and does not want Razer Synapse, I'm certain there's at least one of you out there. I'm just making this video to let you know you can install Razer Synapse, adjust the color and type of color, frequency settings, whatever, for your keyboard or your mouse, and then you can uninstall Razer Synapse, and it will keep your settings. And I'm very glad now that I actually got this mouse, because I was going to buy one, the older model, for like twice as much from a scalper, because there was no way to get it new. So I'm glad I didn't do that. So yeah, and it's actually funny. So it kind of worked out for the best in the end because all this time since I got my Black Widow X, I had it for like a year. It's been flashing. Yes, this is how deranged I am. I know. I just put up with the fact that it would go, that not strobe, more like bright and dark. And when you're using it in a dark room, it was really annoying. But I just put up with it, and now I killed two birds with one stone, and I feel like I am on top of the world, baby! And I stuck it to the man. So hopefully this was helpful to somebody, and even if it wasn't helpful, maybe you're just sitting there laughing at my madness. Either way, thanks for watching, and peace out. Yeah, double chest pound. Peace. I don't know, something catchy.